Hey, boss, he ain't working.
It has been 6 days since my last upload that absolutely blew up. 6 days ago, I posted a video talking about how $150,000 a year was enough income to get by and have a family on. After evaluating hundreds of comments between that video and another video that I had commented on, I am here to firmly state most of you deserve to be poor. I state this not that because you may be a bad person or that you don't work hard, but because you're in my comments section arguing that you want to continue shopping at luxury grocery stores instead of making a sacrifice and going to Aldi. You're in my comments section arguing about how if your partner's making $30,000 a year, then that justifies $24,000 a year in childcare instead of having them stay home and take care of the child. You're in my comments section thinking that everyone lives in California or Los Angeles or New York City. You're in my comments section saying that you forgot to include these taxes or this expense or this expense. I over-exaggerated on the mortgage and other things so that it compensated for those little things. The fact that people were in my comments saying that they're paying $150 a month for streaming services and that $150,000 a year isn't enough blows my mind. Streaming services may not be the reason that you're living paycheck to paycheck, but the mindset behind that is. If you're willing to pay $150 a month for that, you're probably willing to pay $300 a month for something else little, $150 a month on something else, $1,000 a month on this. And before you know it, your $9,000 a month is zero. Most people live a life of luxury, and I'm not talking about rich. I am saying that they spend and spend and spend, and then when even asked to make the smallest sacrifice to increase their quality of life, they will argue with you. This is because most people fall below the threshold of being considered average IQ. They're considered mid-wits, which is lower to middle average intelligence. But that's the whole point of this video. If you're going to sit there and argue about the solution, then you're creating the problem.
And this is, he goes by the name of Daily Sales Life Texas, right? So shout out to him. He's talking about living paycheck to paycheck on $150K per year. And you have people that have got online and have the audacity to say that making $150K, they can't make it. And I think that's very asinine. I believe it's people out here and that can make it off of $50K. But it's about your lifestyle. It's about your habits, number one. And then we like to qualify our assets, but the assets that we have, we're in debt on, we like to quantify them as having, keeping up with the Joneses. The debt that you may be accumulating off 150K is just the same as making 50K, right? We have a management problem. It's not that you cannot make it, but we have a managerial problem when it comes down to what we make and what we and what we can afford or give access to based upon what we can afford. Like, it's no reason that a lot of us should be in debt. We have just been hard-headed, and we want to do what we want to do, and we want what we want. And simply because as Americans, quite frankly, we are spoiled. If you buying coffee every day, because it starts with the little things, right? So in my opinion, if you buying coffee every day, let's say from Starbucks, okay, whatever, man, that's That's like $5, $6, $7 a day, right? Money adds up. When you go into the grocery store, what are you picking and choosing? A lot of people, in my opinion, this day and age, they would rather go out to eat, or they would buy something every day to eat, right? Versus making leftovers. People be I like, and I've stated this before, like, why are you, if you can't afford it, why not make food or make things that's gonna stretch at least two or 3 days? We've gotten to the point where people are just so spoiled, but I digress on that, right? We don't know how to manage what we have. So, in my opinion, it's no different from somebody making 30K, 50K, 80K, up to 150 and so forth. We just have a management problem. And it's so silly that people will get in his comments and start raging about tax this, taxes this, taxes that. But most of the stuff that we most likely taxed on are wants, not our essentials or needs. Like, you got to think about it. Yes, we may have, we live in a world where we have to have two incomes. But it was a world before two income households, right? And that's because the rearing of the children were set at home. Now, hey, women get to go to the workforce now. I'm sorry. It is what it is. They advocated for that. So, with that being said, especially married couples, y'all have to come together and realize that some things we don't have to pay for in one household. Off of one income, it's paying for childcare. Say if you got 2 kids, you paying for childcare, like he was stating. You paying $150, one some every week for 2 kids. That's just a lot. So I think what people are misinterpreting mostly is not that you can't make it. It's the fact that you are mismanaging what you already have. You're mismanaging what you already have. It's almost like when my pastor always say, people don't have a sin problem. They have a love problem. Meaning that, as I interpret it, is our love for God, our love for Christ should over exceed our sin, or us giving into our sin or our vices, however you want to characterize it, right? It's the same way with our expenses. It ain't the devil's fault. It ain't the government fault. It ain't the taxes fault. Most of our issues is our fault. And we got to understand that and learn how to navigate through that. Like, I think so many people get caught up in politics, get caught up in who's in office. But if you remember, these same issues arose when the Biden administration was in office, right? You remember when all those people were getting those PP loans? And Biden was like, I'm finna set this up for 10 years, because we gonna get that money back. So when I see people crying about the Trump administration, or crying about, what the economy looked like, the economy looked horrible when Biden was in office because of the pandemic and and things of that nature, high inflation. I think people have just gotten used to complaining online like it's the new WebMD. Because if we're gonna talk about the economy and things of that nature, nothing has really changed other than inflation. Nothing has really changed from Biden to Trump, in my opinion. Nothing has really changed. People lifestyles, our lifestyles continue to change. We continue to invest our money into pits that we can't get out of. But I don't think that it has nothing to do with the economy and taxes and this is expensive. This is more than we don't know how to change and maneuver. Ain't nothing wrong with that great value. Ain't nothing wrong with going to Aldi. Ain't nothing wrong with getting a bargain. Nothing wrong with staying down until you're able to do more. Y'all so busy, like he was stating, y'all be so busy looking at the Joneses, looking at the lifestyles. Like I said, I did one video on a girl that was crying because she can't pay her bills, but she worried about people that's partying, that's living it up at Coachella. Y'all got to stop counting people's pockets. And we got to learn how to manage our own pockets, our own assets. But sippers, sippets, y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. It's your boy Mercy. I'm out.